Hello, everyone. I'm Phalanges.
And I'm Phalanges.
That's Daz Trzak. And this is the MouseCast podcast for the week of November 28th, 2024. Today is Thanksgiving here in the US, so Daz and I are stuffed with potatoes and turkey right now. But we're going to be talking today about the Vaxee Ninjutso collaboration. I have opinions on that, that's for sure. And why not also Kysona is a manufacturer, like a Chinese manufacturer, and they have a whole bunch of unreleased mouse shapes on their website that are pretty interesting that we'll talk about.
We're gonna check out some ATK Fierce X specs and think about maybe where magnesium mice stand in the market these days, as well as some Black Friday deals we found for you and ourselves as well.
Yeah, yeah, definitely spent some money this past week, but let's jump into the Vaxee Ninjutso mouse here. So, for those who don't know, Vaxee Ninjutso it was leaked to the sub mouse review subreddit in some FCC ID pictures. Um, Basically, do they show the bottom of this? Yeah. So it's the Sora shape that we all know, Sora logo or Ninjutsu logo right on the back. But if you look at the base here, it'll say powered by Vaxee, and it's like a Vaxee skate design and such. And this video explains in more detail the actual changes. So, um, one thing is it's available in a whole bunch of different colors, the Vaxee colors. It is based on the Sora V1, not the V2. And they talk about how like some people actually do prefer the V1. I'm not one of those people. I like the V2 more. They talk about the button shell having rounding here. Let's see if they. So for people who grip all the way forward, you can see the original Sora over here that has a harsher edge, whereas this slopes downward.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Yeah. Um, they talk about that it's using a 39. It's using a 3950, right? So
Yeah,
the
yeah,
Sora never used a 3950 even in the V2. They talk about reduced wobble in the buttons, a bunch of
I
small
thought that was
things.
really cool because that's something that plagues lower quality mice a lot.
Yeah. Now, one thing here is they're going up to a near 60-gram weight on a Sora. So the Sora, if you remember, it's a polycarbonate mouse that originally was what, like 44 grams? It was like
And the
one of,
V2 got down to like 39, I think.
yeah, like without skates though, but
Right.
yeah, the Sora was like one of the first sub 45 grams that wasn't all chewed up like a Final Mouse Starlight. They talk about their wireless tech and stuff with their buttons for polling and debounce times and competitive mode and such. This guy has an interesting grip with this finger way out here. He's got some talons too. Dang.
Yeah, they said it's
And
gonna be available through like Ninjutso channels as well as Vaxee, so it's more available than like a standard Vaxee mouse.
okay, I guess that's interesting. So, have we missed anything? Did they say price? I don't know if they said price. Okay, well, I think that's just about it. Could you look up the price? So,
Yeah, I'm checking them out.
my my whole thing with this is who is this for, right? So you have okay. Why did let's back up. Why did Vaxee do this? So I get that developing a new mouse shape and all that is um, expensive and such, and especially Vaxee, who is like former Zowie employees, and they are huge on their shapes and stuff. So I get that. So it makes sense to collab with someone else. But here's the thing: when you collab with someone else, you can't just regurgitate the same thing that is, quite frankly, worse in some regards, like a 60-gram weight. Maybe some people prefer that. So for me, I'm like, okay, this is either for people who are Vaxee fanboys who just absolutely love Vaxee and whatever, and they are locked into the Vaxee ecosystem, which there isn't even much of an ecosystem.
There
But they
can't be that many of those people. I would.
but they wanted a high hump Sora shape. Okay, so there's maybe like three people who fit that criteria, or you're the kind of person who really wants a Ninjutsu Sora that weighs 60 grams and it has like a little bit more solid feel, but specifically Sora V1, not V2.
I feel like you can adjust to weight differences for the most part. Most people pretty quickly, especially if you're going down. But I mean, that's just my.
Did you get
So I
pricing?
don't, $140 live now.
Okay.
The new gray colorway is sold out, so the only white's available at the moment.
Okay. The gray is very sharp. Same with that vibrant orange and vibrant red. But $140, dude. Sora V1s 4K go on Mouse Market all day for like $50 to $60 now.
I
So
picked a Sora 4K up for $40 at one point.
yeah. So am I okay? I don't want to be a negative Nancy because more mice, yay. I guess this is better than Vaxee like not releasing anything, but I just don't get this.
When I first saw it, I was really excited, and then my excitement waned as I just like thought about it for like a minute, and then just yeah, considered all the points you brought up. I mean, I do like the shape, but I've got the Skyrox V8, and it kind of
Yeah.
just takes care of that. I really feel like I only need one super high hump mouse shape between like an X2H Mini, a Sora, a Skyrox. Pick one and pick your favorite and go for it.
Yeah.
Why would you want it to be heavier? Even
Yeah.
the X2H Mini is lighter than this.
Yeah.
I
I
think the
think
X2H is too.
yeah, yeah, in how competitive the mouse scene is right now, I just don't really get this move. I think there's better options out there. I'm not going to be recommending this to anyone um, because like why? Um, but I also don't want to poo-poo on it because I think there's okay. Here's a discussion question. What's a collab you would want to see?
Some kind of collab that someone does with Zowie to get their weight down, but I don't think that's in the heart of Zowie, and they wouldn't do it.
I know Zowie. They're kind of like Apple in that way. They're like very. They're kind of secretive and they really wait to release something until it's like completely perfect in their worldview. But I agree with that. Some sort of Zowie collab with like an ultra lightweight because they have legendary shapes, right? But they have um, controversial scroll wheels. They always use the same kind of fingerprint magnet coating. Yeah. Um,
I would have said Pulsar, somebody to talk some sense into them to swap switches, but it sounds like they're on the migration path with that already. So
yeah. 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 Another collab. I can't really think of anything else. But yeah, Zowie definitely. Or how? Here's one. How about like Alienware, a company that's kind of out of touch, right? Kind of out of touch of what enthusiasts actually want. Like they released the Alienware Pro mouse. That's basically a
Steel Series.
GTX. Yeah, Steel Series 2. I mean, Steel Series, they just need to go back to their core with the Sensei and like the Kinzu and such. Um, but yeah, I think like an Alienware or like a Dell or like an HP, like the Pulsefire Haste, it's a fine shape, but it's just meh by today's standards. If they were to collab with somebody into, they have mainstream appeal too, so they could do something like Magnesium and that would maybe be a more mainstream appeal. People going to Best Buy and be like, "Oh, this mouse is $150, but it's made out of metal. That's really cool. Look at this
Right, the average
frame."
person doesn't even know that exists.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think those are two collabs that could work. Okay, I think that's all I have to say on that. Next one I got is tons of unreleased mice on Kysona's website. So, I guess I did not link this. So I'm going to actually go to Kysona Mouse and hopefully I can go to products. I remember their Kysona Mouse China. There was a weird link because like this isn't going to show it.
Any comments of it?
They do?
Yeah, do they?
Oh, link. Here we go.
There it
Thank
is.
you. Okay, so for those who don't know, Kysona is an OEM. Like the Attack Shark X3 is a kind of Kysona M600.
Yeah,
Do I
same
know
software.
how to? Why aren't these showing up? Let's try PC and laptop mice. Oh, did they like get rid of them? If we go to
Maybe
oh, gaming mice.
they lurk Reddit.
Here we go. He just
Nope.
clicked the wrong thing. Okay. Zoom in here if possible. Okay. There we go. You guys can see that clearly. Okay. So there's a ton here to get through. So we've got 3 pages. So we'll try to blitz through it.
These look like actual pictures too, right? Versus a rendering?
No, these are
I can't tell.
renderings.
Okay.
So if we click on one, okay, so here's 2 magnesium mice. This is clearly an Attack Shark R2. Okay, and we already know that Kysona makes the Attack Shark X3, which is the same shape as the R2. The R2 is just magnesium with Omron opticals. So this is already exists. This here looks a lot like a Lemoki G1.
That sure does.
Just in magnesium. Which I got a review unit of the Lemoki G1 and I wasn't impressed, but it's kind of like a Hottie S shape, sort of.
I was gonna say it looks like a WLMouse. Yeah.
But the sides aren't, they're trapezoidal instead of inverted trapezoidal, so it's kind of tough to grip. But if we just click on one of these, they'll list, oh cool, they have colors. The red's neat, I guess. That's my favorite, I think, though.
Yeah, that's unique. The gunmetal dusted blue look almost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I want to carve that color.
right. And they have like a smoke gray window here, so you have holes, but then you cover them up. I guess interesting. But they have all of these, they have basic specs that I wouldn't take with a grain of salt. You know, weight, dimensions, and such. So, pretty cool. The Attack Shark, do they list the... Nope, they don't show the combo color of the R2. Here's the M655. Interesting colorway there. This is another magnesium alloy. I don't know anything about this shape.
What's the, if you hover over the colorway, does it tell you any details about it? Just as a number with it? Okay.
Yeah.
I was curious if this was a collab or something.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah, nothing there.
It's like there's some text on M1 and across the shell, but it's not very clear what it is. It's like glib or something.
And there's a fish here, a shark?
An attack shark, perhaps?
Yeah. Okay. The M605. So this was one that was rather interesting. It comes in a nice orange color, and this one is very light. It's a 36 gram.
It's like a small GPX almost.
Yeah, we'll see. A little bit of flare on the sides.
Yeah.
Let's see about that one. The M607. This is one I'm interested in. So this looks
that
like
bumblebee yellow.
Right, yeah, there's sort of a bit of metallic flake to it too. 39 grams, so this is going to be a lighter weight one also. Do they say the switch type? Omron 80 million, so blue shell, pink dot. And they show different sensors here too. So the 3311, if you guys don't know, that's a budget sensor. So a lot of mice with that sensor on AliExpress are like 20 bucks. Some are like as cheap as like 15 bucks. So this one I'm interested in. It looks like it's going to be kind of a wedge shape, kind of like a SteelSeries Aerox. I'm very much interested in this. I think this is a darn good looking mouse. The
Viper V3.
Yeah, Viper V3.
What's the dimension look like?
Dimensions, so 50
full size.
grams. Yep, full size.
Yeah, it's like a clone.
Yep. This is their own take on like the...
What's the red look like? Just like a standard... Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. We'll see. Yeah, it's tough to tell in a rendering also.
Yeah.
Here's an interesting one, the M513. This is a Turtle Beach / Rocket pure shape, right? That's pretty wild. Like here's a pure, very unique ergo. They usually have like quite a thumb groove and then this weird kick out on the hip. I actually really like this shape. Pink is unique. And then this one's a 52 grams. Yeah, okay. Here's one that this is actually already released, the M512. So this is the Kysona Mars. They made a 3311 version called the Mars. This is like literally exactly an EC2 shape. I have the Mars. under a different brand name. The M511. I wish that I could show the pictures so I wouldn't have to keep clicking back and forth the colors. Now this one, you see we have more pictures here too, because this one actually exists. You can buy this on AliExpress for I think around 30 bucks. It's basically a ergo with kind of flatter sides. Yeah,
It's got a
AliExpress.
Death Adder aesthetic, but not quite
There
the
you
shape.
go. Yeah, yeah, sorta. Yeah, a little bit less flare on the hip, but
Yep.
yeah, you can actually buy that one now. Yeah, you guys can go look up this stuff on your own if you're interested. This one has a dock. Looks like a DAREU A950 shape. Dimensions
I'm
are a
not
little bit medium.
gonna lie and say I don't love a good dock, so I just set the mouse there and it's never dead.
Yeah, if it doubles as the dongle too, or you can
Yep.
put the dongle in it.
AJAZ likes that.
57 grams. That's like, yeah, more full featured. Here, this is an interesting one. I don't know. Showing a dock. The scroll wheel is like very far forward, so this isn't like an off ergo. Oh, they don't have specifications.
It looks like someone drew this in paint and they couldn't draw the lines they wanted to.
You know what this reminds me of is the cane, the rocket cane, which is an ergo, but it's like a maybe not the cane. Like there's a little bit of a hip flare on each side.
Yeah.
They have an OLED display here and a dock.
Below the scroll wheel where the OLED is.
Yeah. What else we got here? The M617. This is also actually released. I think the red might be easier for you guys to see. So this is kind of like a lower profile GPX shape. It has pretty flat sides. I actually nearly got one, but they're not cheap. They're like $38 on AliExpress. If it was like 20 bucks, I would try one. But yeah, you can in fact buy one if we go to AliExpress. Oh, it just links to their own web store. This is
$45 there.
Yeah, I would love to know more about this. They have a collab switch. That's interesting. Yeah, so Kysona, like, you don't hear a lot about them, but I think they're a pretty large-scale OEM. Like, if you look at their website, they talk about their manufacturing capabilities. So that gold one is, I think, the one I'm the most interested in so far. Now we have the M600 that we already know and love from them. It's basically an Shark X3. The
Egg shape.
Yep, M603 wireless. So this is already, I'm pretty certain this is already out as the GM08. I think.
Clutch.
It's on AliExpress. They make a baby blue one and they're like 20 bucks. Yeah, it's basically an elongated Orochi or an elongated Zhaopin Z1. So this is already out. I'm pretty sure, at least, like, it looks identical to.
And then, like, what, the Aria XT7, but the Zhaopin Z1 is the best option, in my opinion. Of it.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not going to be able to find it in a pinch, but it's on AliExpress. You know, I will just see if I can go on AliExpress. While that loads, I'll go back a million times. Here's one. This was posted to Mouse Review a little while ago. So this is kind of like a Zhaopin Z2, right?
Yeah. Wow.
Elongated, flatter, probably flatter sides. Medium size.
Very medium, yeah.
Yeah, 51 gram weight.
Only listed as 1K Kahul.
Yeah.
Or most of them listed 8K.
311 mouse. I thought it was called a GM08. GM8? GM3? Ugh. Yeah, they made them. It was an egg shaped. Oh, good. These are popping up now. These are on Amazon also, I've seen. Okay, well, I can't find it now. Maybe we'll find it when we browse deals later. So let's just keep going through these. So anyway, this M515 is released. There's an Indian manufacturer. Somebody posted this on Reddit. I forget the name of it, but this is out. M516, same thing. M615. This is available too. This is not a high-end mouse, though, I don't think. Yeah, 3325 sensor, but this is out. This is also not a high-end mouse. Interesting light piping they did here. I guess respect to them for doing something different. But yeah, another low-end sensor.
Kind of like internal RGB tubes.
Yeah, this M500, this is out already. I have one called a Zidley ZGM03. Yeah, Zidley. Super cheap feeling shell. Actually a very nice shape. It's too bad that the shell feels so cheap and flimsy. Side buttons have a ton of post travel. G502X clone. Respect. Speaking of clones, this is one I want to pick up. The M660. This is an Alienware AW720M clone. So I have one right here too. It's actually a pretty nice mouse. It's like it's pretty flat. It's a surprisingly flat shape compared to like a GPX. Really deep comfort grooves in the buttons. What's most unique about it is how the sides like invert. You can see this sort of rounded edge here.
Yeah.
And it feels really, really nice on your ring finger. It's just such a substantial ledge. So I don't know if this Kysona carries the same design, but it looks very similar. And this is available on AliExpress right now. There we go. 16 bucks. Plus there's coupons and stuff that we'll get into. But yeah, tell me that does not look like the Alienware. You know?
Very.
Yeah. Only 3311. I don't think this one has a 3395 variant at this time, but I might pick that one up just to try it.
Take one step back. You've used the 3311 before, and you said you didn't really notice any hitches, any drawbacks, really?
No. The two main drawbacks are, one, poor battery life. It's a pretty high power sensor, or high power consumption sensor. So like I do like 150 milliamp hour battery swaps I do in 3395 mice. If it's using like a Nordic MCU, which is a very efficient MCU, that'll be like 30 plus hours of battery life. 3311 with like whatever budget MCU they use, that same battery will be like as low as like 8 hours.
Oof.
Yeah. So it's probably like less than half the battery life. In terms of sensor feel and stuff, totally fine to me. The bigger drawback is more so they're usually found in budget mice that feel kind of cheap. They are sometimes picky with skates. I have an Attack Shark R1, which is the Dave Hyperspeed clone, and that is really picky with the skates. If you go to a thicker skate, it gets like weird tracking issues. But other than that, 3311, it's like a 400 IPS max tracking speed. They can only do 1K hertz polling. They detect very small micro movements fine. Yeah.
Not bad on a budget.
Not bad on a budget. And the last page here. Okay, these are kind of interesting here. The M661. I don't know what this is. I feel like I've seen this before. Comes in a nice orange with an OLED screen on the side. Interesting.
Front left side.
Yeah, so that reminds me of the FFJ OLED mouse, which is something I have. And we're going to talk about, because it's an Amazon deal right now, but this has an OLED screen on the side. This is actually a really good mouse that I'll talk about later, but yeah. Interesting. They say, oh, a low-end sensor. OM818 is a low-end sensor, and then 3311. So this is going to be a budget mouse with a screen on it. Interesting. 63 gram weight. We'll see. This is interesting too. They have two pictures of it. Nice. A very curvy Ergo. The M560.
Ergo's got hips.
Yeah. Yeah, again, it's kind of like that
Flares.
Zidley mouse that they had earlier.
Yeah, yeah.
You can just see from the base, it's very curved. Yeah, that might be nice. It's nice that like that's gonna be super cheap. You know, it's gonna be like a $20 mouse. something with detachable sides. I don't really care.
And this
3325.
was this a Naga? Jeez.
Yep. 3325 again on the RGB. See, they know their market like better than freaking Alienware, you know?
Hmm.
And other stuff with RGB that we're not even going to bother with. So, anyway, yeah, Kysona's interesting. I think the ones I'm the most interested for are the this rocket pure shape I think is interesting because there's nothing else with the pure shape on the market. So I guess I'm interested in that, and I'm interested in this gold one because if that's like an Aerox shape, I love the Aerox shape.
Probably wait for you to tell me which ones are good, and
Yeah.
unless they come across at $15 on like AliExpress.
But it was funny. So this user posted this thing to Reddit. I know I comment on it here. I said thanks for the write up. Oh, I guess we could have literally just gone through his write up here. Yeah, really nice write up. Oh my gosh, he spent time on this dude. When he posted this, it was like literally a day or two later. This came live on AliExpress.
The M660,
Yeah, and I was like, oh my gosh, they're real. Yeah, Kysona's website's real. So, yeah, I'm excited for these. Okay.
All right, thank you, Kysona.
Yeah.
What does ATK have?
ATK Fierce X. You wanna cover this one?
The ATK Fierce Y, or so. Why do we have this mouse? It's a magnesium mouse. It's virtually an Attack Shark R3 clone, I believe. This is coming at 42 grams. I mean, it's not bad. The price is $190 is for the R3. What's the price on this? They listed that yet?
So
Don't
that
believe
was
they.
in one of the links. No, that was in one of the links that you had. I'll pull up here. Yes, ATK Fierce X.
Oh yeah, the early bird price. Yep.
Early bird price of $70, which is actually
So
not
the
terrible.
early bird price roughly matches what you can find the Attack Shark R3 for with like a coupon on Amazon every like other week or so.
And so the Attack Shark R3 has already been out for a while. It's available in this nice colorway. I own one. This is hello. I'm not feeling lucky. It's actually a really nice shape for a kind of small medium sized mouse. It's basically a lower profile. I should bring it up on Elo shapes. It feels like a lower profile. It feels like a starlight between a Final Mouse small and medium.
A mouse that, in my opinion, doesn't need to be any lower profile than it already is. To each their. You can fingertip.
Okay. Okay, we're gonna see some Elo shapes ads, but yeah, why don't I change this? I'll change this to yellow here, and this one to a darker, and this one to a red. So yeah, you can see the R3 in blue is right between them, right between all of them.
Yep.
But it does, the base is a little bit wider than the Final Mouse shapes, so it feels a little bit bigger than like a, I don't know, I would say it's pretty similar. I have a next to a Beast X, normal size Beast X here, and it does feel a little bit less, I don't know, those bases, dude, those are really similar. A little bit of a indentation that's kind of farther forward. These side buttons are spaced a little bit farther forward than most mice too. The side buttons have like a pretty sharp, you can sort of see that against my face.
They're like the little pill shaped ones, right?
No, they're not pill shaped. They're kind of sharp. You can
Oh, okay.
they have a
Yep,
pretty
I see.
sharp ridge on them, so you can really feel that ridge. It's a great mouse. My only complaint with it is the R2. The only reason I use the R2 more is because the Omron opticals.
Which is something that the ATK Fierce X has. So
Yeah.
at 4 grams later. My thought when I saw this was it made me question. I think someone on Reddit commented this and made me think this, like, are we just at the point where magnesium mice are more enthusiast because we have mice like the F1 from ATK that's a similar profile, similar shape, not made of magnesium, and it's lighter than this even, the F1 Extreme, the F1 Ultimate. So initially, right, magnesium was like getting lighter and beating the lightweight craze, but now it's not so much doing that.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it was a cool innovation, but it's funny. FinalMouse is probably sitting there, like they probably knew when they released the Starlight stuff. They were probably like, we really should have been doing. I wonder if they were doing a carbon fiber mouse before then, but they just could come to production with a magnesium one first. And then it
Possible.
was the marketing behind it, because they're marketing geniuses. I don't care what you think about Final Boy and their stupid consumeristic Discord. They're marketing geniuses, but I wonder if they always knew. A year before the Starlight release, they always knew. They were like, yeah, magnesium is a gimmick because magnesium ain't cheap either. Magnesium ain't
No.
cheap.
And for magnesium mouse, this is relatively affordable.
Yeah,
Even the $90 base price tag isn't bad.
yeah.
I don't personally see myself picking this up. I could see you doing it, given the fact that you prefer the on-runs and you do like the R2 shape.
I would
R3, that is.
I would trade my R3 for this, but I don't think there's going to be anyone looking to do that. One thing that Attack Shark did and ATK, I guess, whoever manufactures these did well is magnesium mice. Usually, when you're pressing the button, you're literally bending. You're bending that entire fulcrum, and that's made of magnesium, which is very stiff compared to plastic. So the click feels tend to be they don't have very good feedback. Something Attack Shark did is yeah, you're not going to be able to see it on camera, but the shell, the metallic shell, actually sits on top of a plastic piece. So the piece that you're actually pressing on, you can sort of see the black in here, it's plastic. The fulcrum is plastic and it's much more bendable. So the clicks feel much lighter and more spammable. Yep. This actually really, I saw this on FCC ID like a week prior to all of this, and I posted about it and didn't get a lot of traction because FCC ID pictures are mid at best, as the kids would say. Okay. Um, I got a quick kind of rapid fire topic here. I actually meant to mention this last week. Pulsar released the ParaGlide mouse pad. So for those who don't know, Pulsar actually makes pretty decent pads. They have the Paraspeed, which is a very smooth Cordura pad, and they have the Paracontrol, which is it's a hybrid pad where the texturing is it's a very soft hybrid pad. It's definitely a slower pad. The Paraglide seems to be a halfway in between, so like a Heian, I'm guessing. The pictures look like it's a rougher pattern that looks rather rough, like a Heian.
It does.
And their OEM is Meow Gaming Gear. So like they have the Ultra Aerial Ace and the Ultra whatever their pads are.
Ultra Glide, Ultra Control, Ultra Dash.
Yep. Um, Pulsar pads are the same thing. So Pulsar pads, they're not top tier quality, but they're also not top tier price. They're usually very affordable, and it's probably going to come to Micro Center. So these are all 490 by 420. All of their pads are. Um, I personally don't have any. The Paraspeed is probably one of my favorite Cordura pads, but it's just a bit too small for me. It's a very smooth feeling. The Paracontrol, I have an Ember Edge KX100, which is literally the same exact surface, but larger. So that's what I use there. But it is a very good surface. It is a very smooth, kind of like an Aqua Control, but the little nubbins that can feel rough on like an Aqua Control are very small, whereas on a Paraglide or sorry Paracontrol are much more like wavy, so they feel smoother when you're gliding over them. Also feels a little bit slower.
Not a bad pickup for $25, especially if it comes to Micro Center and you can skip the shipping.
Skip the shipping, feel it in store.
Test it out.
Yeah, return it. Yeah, that's all I have on that though. Here's another short one. How about you cover this one?
Yeah, so we talked about the Zowie enhanced 4K hertz receiver coming out for the previous gen U2 in Europe. If you want to scroll down here a bit, this guy was kind of complaining about it. So it came in at 25 euros, I believe, $25.
The
So this
receivers.
guy, the receiver, yeah, this guy ordered from their UK site to the UK and got 50 euro shipping. So
Whoa. I
they
signed up for
wanted
the
him to
free
pay
code to get a
73 euro for 4K receiver.
Yeah, absolutely ridiculous. He says, "I signed up for the free code to get a receiver, so I was pretty excited to get get the email this morning saying it's now in stock." And then bam, 48 euro shipping from the UK site to the UK. Effing unreal. 25 euro for the receiver.
Yep.
Remember what I said about that Zowie needs to collab with somebody who's a little bit more down to earth?
Exactly. Nailed it.
Dude. Yeah. All right,
On the topic
Zowie.
of who is this for? Who is this for?
Yeah, seriously.
Get the Zowie U2 DW.
It's gonna be Yeah, it's gonna be people who I can't Alt Shift Control Shift T. It's gonna be for people who it's gonna be for the esports players who are sponsored by Zowie, so they just get it anyway.
Yeah,
And then
true.
they have fanboys who follow them, and they do a TikTok. Hey, I'm CS:GO pro player blankety blank, and this is my gear. And then homies watching that are like, oh, I want to be like Mr. Blankety Blank.
Copy paste.
Yeah.
Why am I not as good as he is?
Ooh, it's too real.
That was me in Call of Duty.
Yeah. All right. This is kind of interesting. I've created what might be the world's lightest mouse at under 10 grams.
So we previously covered a 14.69 gram mouse. This beats that
So that
in some
14
ways.
gram mouse was. Did you see the YouTube video that the guy made for it too?
Yes.
His name was
Not
like
sure.
Kim Sum or something. Kim Sum.
I want to say we may have looked at it
We did.
on here.
Oh, not the video. Kim Sum 14.69 gram mouse. Kim.
Liver in.
Yeah, this mouse. So this is just Kim. So this is like a zero mouse, optimum zero mouse shape. It's a 3D printed fingertip mouse, right? This abomination is just a little square. It is a custom PCB, right? So like, mad respect. There's some weight savings you could cut out there on the sides, but how do you click this? You literally bend the plastic there, right? Am I seeing this right?
He talked about it in the comments.
So the charging port's right here at the front, and then he's using mini micro switches, like they're commonly used for side buttons, right? And you literally just bend the plastic to actuate them. And then he has this on 4 little standoff spacers.
Yeah, someone commented, so you're basically just dragging the weight of the cable. And he said, yeah, pretty much. Wholly impractical in every regard, but fun project to build.
Nice. Uh-oh, somebody in the comments said, I made an 8-gram mouse with the Zaukonig M3K PCB.
Pixar didn't happen.
Pix? Hero 2? Oh, shoot. Hero 2 versions. Whoa.
That's more usable. 7.51 grams.
7.51 grams. Dude, look at that PCB. Oh my gosh, you could produce another gram by going to those Panasonic square switches. Dude, that Zaukonig PCB is a work of art. I tell you that. The weight of the cable, though, dude. He has a rubber cable on that. Wow.
There is full build documentation. There's a YouTube video.
Yeah. I mean,
for this as well, but
I think we can all agree that like that level of weight reduction doesn't matter. You know, grip matters so much more. But I'm not gonna poo-poo on it because that's what like mouse review is all about, is doing stupid stuff. Why? Because we can. In the future, we'll just use the PCB to game. Yeah. You think this would ever be sold like a product?
Who would buy it?
I wonder what the sales numbers are
Somebody.
for like the ZeroMouse. Because that's an
Yeah, I really have
example
no idea.
of a product that like there's the ZeroMouse is like what 25 grams or something, 23. I don't know.
Fact check.
Thank you. But G-Wolves, for example, has G-Wolves wireless mouse.
26 grams.
26 grams for the Optimum mouse. Okay. Well, here's the thing. G-Wolves has like let's look at the HTS Ultra,
An actual mouse?
which is yeah, an actual mouse. Now, I mean, they are starting to do goofy things like chop off the front here. But what is the oh, here we go. So the lowest is 29.5 grams. But it's an actual mouse size. So I think people can. That is so funny. They really leaned into the strawberry thing. Is this new? For the HDR?
Color
Dude,
strawberry. Wow, yeah.
they leaned into it because it was not a green scroll wheel. They leaned into it. That is cool. 25.3 grams. Okay. So kind
The
of.
white one looks like an alien.
Oh, it does look like an alien. Yeah. The clear is cool. I'm glad that clear plastics have come back in style. Well,
Wait,
anyway,
did the skates hang off the back? What is that?
I don't know what that is. Yeah, it must be.
Huh.
Yeah, that's a problem with a lot of egg-shaped mice, and this kind of has that egg-shaped point. Is the
Mm.
you end up wanting to roll the mouse around that back pivot point. Yeah, that's why you'll see was it I think later revisions of the Logitech, the G Pro wired, so which was the egg shape, did not have a back rear skate, but the G305 does. G305 skates. This right here. Because of
Gotcha.
that rolling. And then if we look up G Pro wired bottom. Yeah. So this came out before the G305. And yeah, they did not have the skate there, so they added that later. Yep. I do the same thing on my eggs. So anyway, yeah, so the ZeroMouse I think is a good indicator of like the the marketability of a stupidly lightweight mouse like this. I don't think something like this would ever be sold beyond like some weird like children's DIY kit.
For what it's worth, however many Zero Mice they made sold out right now.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah, no, I mean respect to Optimum too. He has like his following too, which helps. And again, it's fun to try abstract things, but
This next point's kind of just a PSA to certain people in the mouse community, and that is that it's okay to buy a new mouse. There comes a point, and we've talked about the budget option. Please just do it.
so what are we looking at here?
I respect the grind. The 8-year-old G403 here and the whatever that mouse. Where we just, and this isn't as much of a problem anymore because we're not using the rubber sides. But man, are people dedicated to their mice, completely wearing through that side rubber right down to the plastic.
Yeah.
I mean, the grip has got to be insane, right?
Yeah. So this is G403 that deserves to be posted to r/wellworn, where they've worn through the rubber side grip all the way through to the plastic, and now the plastic is shiny, glossy. That is beautiful, dude. That has got to be your own custom friggin'. You want to talk about feeling locked in?
Exactly.
You can't get more locked in than like literally an indentation perfectly sized to your thumb with like
Is
that
that going to make new
beautiful.
mice feel bad?
Yeah, dude. Dude, if
No wonder
these
they don't swap.
homie, if this thing starts double clicking for you, send it to me and I'll swap the switches for you for free. What a G. And a second posting here with more worn through rubber side grips.
I question how the little narrow bottom wear through.
So that's from the pinky finger, right? How he like wore through it so close to the bottom, I don't know. Maybe the
Yeah.
bottom of the shell here. Um, I know what mouse this is actually. This is a Pulsefire Surge.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Wait a second. Wait a second. Am I wrong? Did this have rubberized
Wait, does
sides?
it have rubber size? It looks very much like a Surge.
Wait. Does the Surge have rubberized sides? I should know because I have like 3 of them in my basement right now.
It
Um,
doesn't look. I can't.
shoot. Oh, I was so
That looks
confident.
rubber.
Yeah, well, this is definitely rubber. You can tell the compound must be different because of how, or he's using some wacky oils on his hands because you can see the. Oh my gosh. The
The
like,
Surge does have rubber sides. You're right.
it does. Okay,
Yep. There's another post from 2 years ago complaining about the rubber.
beautiful. Okay,
The person suggested to put grip tape over the holes to use in the mouth.
in the comments, dude, I would leave those.
Uh,
I would so leave those. Do you sweat acid? This person asks. Jimmy's the best cop. Who says, "Do you sweat acid?"
nah, let me see that keyboard too. I'll wait.
Dude, and he's using some like super cheap Chinese keyboard too, like this orange and beige keycaps that I've seen a million times.
Yeah.
Bro effed his mouse.
That's what made me like this. Yeah, that comment.
Yeah, you're right. It is okay to. I do respect people who like again we're in this weird enthusiast mentality of new mouse shape comes out. I gotta try it, and like, oh my pad is getting dirty after a month of use. What do I buy? We're different. You know, this is what normal gamers look like. Like I saw a thing on the r slash Corsair Discord or subreddit where it was a dude swapped his mouse pad after having used the same mouse pad for 10 years, and the picture was showing one desk pad, the brand new one, and the old one. The new one is black. The old one is gray
I
from
saw that.
skin
Yeah.
flakes all over it, I'm sure, and embedded. So,
This person with this mouse, they may be a millionaire. I am not. Props to them.
yeah,
Frugal.
yeah, mad respect there. Okay, let's jump into some Black Friday deals. Okay, so I have kind of a PSA before we go into. We're gonna go into a bunch of different websites. So the websites we're gonna talk about. What are our favorites? Right, Amazon, easy. Whether you're in the U.S. or in other countries, they're gonna have good Black Friday deals. AliExpress, cheapest mice you can get, and they're available worldwide generally. Um, we'll talk about WLMouse has a pretty interesting sale. Metkeys and Addis also have decent sales. So
LGGs just went live as we were speaking 20 minutes ago as well.
really, okay. So let's check
Possibly
this.
25% off all the things. Not sure.
Whoa. Okay. Okay. Well, let's start off with. I'm going to start off with a sort of PSA, which is using cashback. Daz and I both use AliExpress, and AliExpress has cashback that can be pretty awesome. Rakuten right now, 12%. Rakuten, if you're not familiar, they're a reputable company. They've worked for me many times and you, Daz, many times also, right?
Some may say Rakuten.
Rakuten. And you just like download the Chrome extension. Basically, they get a commission when you like click on a link and stuff, and they pay it to you and whatever. Um, and you basically get cash deposited into your account, and then you can withdraw that after 90 days and stuff. So it's literally like 12% off on a mouse. Big websites like Amazon probably won't have much cash back, if anything. I guess Cashback Monitor isn't working for me, but anyway, this is a good website for you guys to check out. You can even view the rate history for a website. Again, it's not loading for me right now because I think my computer does weird things when I'm in incognito. But
Yeah, we're testing out Top Cashback right now. We'll let you know how that works out.
Yep. Daz got some stuff from AliExpress, and I got a monitor. So
Top Cashback does an interesting thing where it's very categorical. on their cashback, like certain categories of items on a site might be up to 30%, but there might be a base rate. I don't know if Rakuten does the same thing or if it's just a flat base rate for them.
Depends. And also for cashback, check their apps too. I know Rakuten, the app might have deals that the web browser doesn't.
Hmm.
Yeah, we missed the 20% off on 1111 with top cashback.
I have a fun random cashback story from today. I bought some new glasses from iBuyDirect, and I like forgot to buy it through Rakuten, which had like 12% back.
Mm-hmm.
So I then messaged try and cancel my order just so I could get the cash back, and they gave me 15% off just to keep my order from being canceled at iBuyExpress or
Oh, cool.
iBuyDirect. But then Rakuten also gave me cash back because I submitted my order.
Oh,
So it was like a free 15%.
dude, that's pretty awesome. Yeah,
Yeah.
Rakuten has a really nice contact customer support. You send them with a screenshot of your order if you don't have your cash back, and for me, it's worked every single time.
Yep.
Okay, but let's actually get into some of the deals here. Uh, the Kysona Mars, which is an EC2.
We talked about this.
Yeah, so this price isn't. This unfortunately is not. I don't want to sign in. This is the welcome deal price, but the actual price is like $16, $17. But then, you know what? I think I will actually just sign
I
in.
can give you a reference 1689.
16.89, and I believe there's also a $3 off coupon.
$3 off 19 is like the AliExpress standard coupon.
Yeah, there's a
Is there a
292
store
off.
coupon?
Yep, there's a
Yeah.
store coupon for 292 off 556. So this ends up being like $13. It's a 3311, but it's an EC2. So maybe if you haven't tried an EC2 before, this is worth a shot. Next is an Attack Shark R1. Um, what's the price on this, Daz?
Black comes in at 1325.
1325 for basically a Death Adder hyperspeed.
$2 upcharge on the red colorway.
Yep. 3311's a fine sensor. The coating on this is super slippery. Well, no coating. Um, for 12, 14 bucks, dude, it's worth trying. The VXC R1 SE and a whole R1 lineup. These you can get pretty cheap. I don't think this is the best. Yeah, these prices have changed, but what I have linked in our doc is the R1 SE with the 3311 was as low as 1896, and the R1 with the 3395 was only 27 bucks.
If you're buying a VXC R1, I would recommend the Pro. It has better clicks. It's just better quality. I had one and the clicks were ridiculously good.
That's
It's got a better
interesting.
sensor than the SC as well. Not that the SC is bad, but anyway, it's a great budget option.
I have both an SE and a Pro. The Pro has a slight coating to it that's just okay.
That's the other one.
Um, my SE actually has better clicks.
Really?
They
Wow.
are they are some of the best mechanical clicks I've ever felt. Yeah.
That's how I felt about my Pro too, yeah. And then you need to go Pro Max if you want fun colors,
Yeah.
which is classic.
Another one. This might not be the most amazing deal, but I think this price is also passed. But a DAREU A950. This was as low as like $29.97.
This is cheaper off of Welcome Deal. Go figure that one out.
Yeah.
$30 for non-welcome deal.
Interesting. Yep. So 30 bucks, 9 welcome deal. Comes
Oh,
with
it's
a
on super deal. That's why.
4K. Oh, nice. This comes with a 4K receiver, and I had one of these. It's a really nice shape. DAREU is not like the best quality. It's fine. The side buttons were pretty good. The scroll wheel wasn't very tactile, but the shape it's like it's kind of like a Final Mouse Large or Tiger shape, maybe a little bit taller. So it's definitely a better shape than a GPX in my opinion, but still yeah, 30 bucks. It's pretty good.
I think you hopped over the Attack Shark X3 there in the
Oh, I
dock.
sure did. Attack Shark X3. Attack Shark X3. If you don't know this mouse, you're living under a rock. It's kind of one of the OG super budget mice.
Yeah.
33.95, and you can have it for under 20 bucks. These prices have, I mean, they fluctuate. Just shop around on
It's on
Ali.
a super deal for $20 right now.
Cool, super deal, 20 bucks. So AliExpress has super deals. and their main web page, you go down to super deals, and these are kind of like a deal of the day kind of thing. Sometimes they're multi-day, sometimes they're not.
Super deal.
And of course, make sure with all AliExpress stuff you collect the coupon codes. They have coupon codes at a bunch of different price points that basically equate out to like a 12 to 15% discount your whole order.
If you use one, you can get it again within the same sale. It takes a few days to refresh.
Yeah. But basically, you combine this plus the 12% cash back, and you're looking at around 25% off whatever, the already low AliExpress prices.
As far as the X3 goes, it's like I thought it was like a GPX Mini, and I performed stupidly well with it. It's just cheap, but its performance is sick for $20.
Yeah, it has a bit more contouring. Like the R2 here is the same shape, so it does
Mhm.
come in more, but it is a kind of taller shape, kind of like an HTS would be. It's a
Yeah,
shorter in length, but it's taller in height. Yep,
with the mid hump profile. Yeah, yep.
mid hump. Yep. Yeah, the orange is nice. What else we got here? We talked. Oh, we have not talked about
The
this.
M6.
Yeah, the Deluxe M600. So I clicked on one that is out of stock. Deluxe M600. I owned one of these very briefly. It looks a lot like a Viper Mini. The cheapest one, I had a 3311 variant for $20. I guess that deal is gone.
That's $33.95. I'm looking at. It's
Oh,
$28. That's not bad either.
yeah. It's an interesting shape. It's a very far forward scroll wheel, which I like. The sides are a little bit wonky though. The way that they change from trapezoid to inverted trapezoid happens too quickly, and my fingers just couldn't find a good placement. Um, it's just okay.
Yeah, there's a Pro and Ultra variant. They both have the 3395.
Yeah. This
Ultra gives you a Nordic MCU in 4K if you care about that.
yeah. Yeah, I think it's a fine mouse. My main thing that I liked about it was the far forward scroll wheel. The shape didn't really hit for me, but it's a mid hump. It's a small mid hump mouse. And next we have, how about a brand that more people have probably heard of, but Fantech Helios III XD3 V3. There's also the Pro variant, but this deal is, I don't know if it's still live, but the XD3 V3 with the 3395 and the TTC optical switches was as low as $29 with a welcome deal.
Yeah, super deal, $30 right now.
Yep. So $30, 55 grams. This is probably a safer bet. Like if you have a normie friend asking for a recommendation for $30.
I have the shape, but it's not near me. The
Yeah,
Pro S version of it, but
Pro S, which adds a
we've talked
coating
about this before.
and changes switches, right?
It does.
But
It
it's also like
feels
double.
almost up to Zowie quality, but it's also 70
Yeah, 70.
on this sale at least. It's higher than that normally, but
Another one, Attack Shark X11. This is literally a Viper V3 clone. Like the shape 100% exactly. The button placement, everything. I really, really like mine. I swapped the scroll wheel in mine to red. Destructive base modded. It comes with a dock, and this is as low as I have in the dock here, $14. I don't know if that still is the cheapest price.
it's like $15. Super deal.
So if you are on the fence about trying a Viper V3, like you don't want to spend $150 to try out the shape, this is an easy buy in my opinion. It is 3311. I don't think they have a 3395 variant. The skates on it kind of suck. They're really thin, but I would put some dots on there. But like the button quality's good. Like not just okay there. It's actually like good. The side buttons are probably, are they better than the they're good. They're maybe a little bit more spongy than the Viper V3, but the placement's the same. Yeah, I highly recommend this mouse. Here's one that Daz has comments on, the Ajaz AJ179 Pro. My price here is showing as low as $13, super deal.
So this is the mouse last week that I got for a penny with $2 shipping. So my $2, uh, not that bad of a mouse. So I've used it some since I got it. There was some M1 grinding and wobbling. So I kind of opened it up a little bit, did a little bending. The plastic is quite cheap, and I had thought that I literally snapped the click at one point, but through some finagling, got it the clicks to feel the way I want them to. So like maybe not the best for the standard person. There's some variance in click quality QC here, but between that, it's not the highest value. It's a good quality mouse, and I'm gonna correct myself. Last week I said I want a blue shell pink dots. They're actually green shell white dots, which are
Really?
just like slightly less tactile, but I do actually like them quite a bit. And I've run across a few more mice. I believe the X6, the Darmoshark X6 MAX, is also using this exact same switch.
Yeah, that's a more expensive. It's a newer Switch from Wano, right? So
I like it. If I
that's
like the
impressive.
clicks on a mouse, I'll just sit there and randomly spam them while I'm like doing things, and this is one of the mice I was doing that on. So the
Yeah.
click feel is shockingly good. $2 for $18.
And
The
what
shell integrity, very good. It's the Thornton clone.
Thorn? Okay. So
Yeah,
again, maybe
like
if you want to try a Thorn shape without, yeah. So kind of a shorter ball like. I see how you did your dots. Yep.
skates were they were black. Just threw some obsidian dots on there.
Mm-hmm.
And even with just those 4 dots, the base is perfectly flat. Scored really well in Kovacs. Highly recommend if you want to try out the thorn shape for really cheap.
And this is a true 33.95. This is not a 33.11. So that's insane that you can get a $13 will get you a 33.95 mouse. You spend a little bit more and you'll get a dock too if you want it.
Yeah, 8K dock is the one I got. So
Okay. Yeah, and if you get the one without the dock, it still has the cutout on the bottom for the dock. You just don't get the dock in your box. Okay.
it's
Here's
close to raw bare plastic. Yeah, it's pretty much plastic.
yeah. Here's a mouse that I actually don't know if I want to really talk about it because I don't know if I can recommend it, but because the ThundeRobot ML903, they have a bunch of versions. There's the ML901, there's the ML903. They're the same shape. The 901 has RGB and it's a little bit heavier. There's the 903 SE, which I think is just a different colorway, special edition colorway, in this gray. It's a really nice gray color. And they have the ML903 Mini, which uses Neuralink. But the thing is, Tech PowerUp did a review on the Neuralink tech in the ML903 Neuralink version, and it was utterly garbage. Like motion delay, click latency, bunch of issues, not at all worth buying. Which is a shame because I really like this orange and green, and the Mini seems like a pretty nice like X2H type shape with nice big side buttons and a dock. But the only one I guess I want to highlight here is the ML903 SE, which is I think using a better firmware. It's a large mouse.
You know what shape we go? Is this unique or are we copying
It
it?
is unique shape, that is for sure. It's like a very um, ML903. So there is it in ELO shapes, and I'll look up the Viper not V4, V3. Yeah, so it's like a Viper V3 but with more of a rear hump. So it tapers down to a pretty nice waist. It's pretty well tapered. I don't think they're going to show any bottom pictures. And I had one for a little bit, and it's very filling in the hand because of how narrow the waist gets, but then and how long it is, but then the kind of bulbous butt here. It's a nice shape for a larger mouse. Yeah, it felt longer in the hand than 124 millimeters, but I don't know. I guess I can't really give that a solid recommendation because the Tech Power Up review was not positive. Let's go on to one that I can give a positive review for. The VXE Mad R. So I have yours right now, Daz, still.
Yes.
But you can get these for as low as on super deals. I saw them as low as $30. So this is basically a refined, if you can call it that, VXE R1. It's a lower weight, I think it's more like 39-ish grams. You can get it with, you know, the 1K and 8K receivers or options and stuff. 3395 or the 3950 sensors. The coating on them is that ice coating. It's just okay. It's not terrible though. But $30, this is, oh, and Omron optical switches. So
Yeah,
for,
the one you have is the Plus, which I
yep,
paid 50 for.
so that's a bigger battery, correct?
Bigger battery, and I was hoping to win the QC lottery, which I did not.
Yeah. So yeah, for $30, this is a very solid recommendation. It's not my favorite shape, is my issue.
It's just like decently good. The mouse, like, there's nothing special. It's X2 ish.
Yeah. It's interesting that like this kind of sets a bar though, huh? Like for 30
This is
bucks,
like, yeah.
why would you get a
Towards these
G3?
like references this. Go ahead, sorry.
Yeah, yeah. Like why would you ever get a G305? You know, this is
And performance wise, this competes with this punches up
yeah,
pretty
this
well.
is literally half the weight of a G305.
This is
Nordic,
lighter than all those magnesium mice we were looking at.
yeah,
To my point.
Nordic MCU 3395, and again, I'm looking at one that's at $38, but you can get these for $30 on super deals.
And you can dress it up to the Mad R Major, $50 or less. Cashback and everything else, you're looking $40, and you can just use this mouse and be
Yeah, if you're talking cash back with the 3395 version, then you're looking at like $24.
silly. Yeah.
That's silly. Okay. Um Now I want to jump into some mice that we actually bought. You and I both.
Yes.
ATK X1.
I'm gonna briefly swap cameras, do a Viper compare.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you've got the Viper V3 here, and you've got I have the X1 Ultimate. The thing that I like the most is they changed the skate design to almost match. So you've got the Viper V3 Pro there. You've got the X1 Ultimate. Um, these skates are gray PTFE. I have Ghost Glides on this mouse, the Viper V3, and these ones on the ATK feel better to me, which also just seems silly. The other main difference here is just the side buttons are smaller as like a negative on the X1. But beyond that, this mouse is just killer.
Yep. Omron Opticals, lighter weight, at least mine is the Pro, so it has the 250 milliamp hour battery and the 1K hertz, and I got mine for, it was $47 super deal. That's what this is going for currently. So you can find them for 47 bucks. You do the coupon code, AliExpress coupon codes and cash back, and you're looking at probably around $39 for what is in many ways better than a Viper V3 Pro. Coating's not as
There's
good.
a high chance I sell my Viper because of
Yeah. Yeah, same. I mean, the Viper V3 Pro is just, it's worth too much money for me to like hold on to it. It still is like the gold standard because it's just such a known quantity. But yeah, fantastic. This is a really fantastic mouse.
Yeah, I did a thing. I went for like an $80 listing that also had the 8K dongle, but you got it too, right?
Yeah,
You got an 8K with yours.
I
Yeah.
did get an 8K dongle, even though I
Mine
bought
just
the,
came with like a GIF mouse.
yeah.
We'll talk about that later.
So another one that you got is the ATK Z1. This is an Ergo, not to be confused with the Zaopin Z1.
This was a mouse I didn't know I needed until Phalanges showed me less than a week ago, and then boom.
So it's an Ergo, kind of a wider Ergo, kind of Death Adder V3 size. I'll check ELO shapes.
It's smaller than a Death Adder V3, and I think it's a little bit bigger than the Hyperspeed. Let's pull up the Hyperspeed too.
Okay, so
It may just be Hyperspeed.
it kind of has that IntelliMouse 3.0 Explorer 3.0 vibe. How it's kind of wide. It's a bit flatter than the Death Adder. Yeah, you can see the left side is a little bit more curved, a little bit more hip flare. The Death Adder is a very flat-sided mouse. So if we look at the Death Adder Hyperspeed,
There are some differences.
yeah, it's definitely narrow. Yeah, it's definitely wider than the Hyperspeed. Yeah, I think it's really giving me like IntelliMouse Explorer vibes. Just like, oh, I gotta look at 3.0. Yeah, it's just kind of like a bit of a wider design.
Yeah, my thought here was I like the Death Adder V3 Pro quite a bit. This is a bit smaller, and ATK just seems to be putting out banger after banger after banger. Why not?
Rant Opticals has nice big side buttons.
Huge jaw. Yep.
Huge scroll wheel too. The scroll wheel looks massive. It's available in the Z1 Pro Max and the Z1 Ultra variant. So the Z1 Pro Max is a 500. I think they're both 500 milliamp hour. Oh yeah, the ice field coating. Here we go.
I think it's literally just a sensor difference, which I don't care about, but I like. Orange is cool.
Yeah. So you gotta get the orange to get the you gotta get the Ultra for the orange. So they're both 3950s, but the one is the Ultra is the 3950 Ultra, which can be overclocked to 42,000 DPI. So like,
And then there's like there's tenth of a millimeter steps below one for the LOD, which again doesn't really. I don't use that feature.
Yeah, not a yeah. I do know this is available in a Pro version, not on this listing, but the Pro version will have dongle storage and 1K for a 1K dongle. Yeah, I wish they wouldn't do the black mouse on the black background. Just do white.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I got this as part of a like $120+ order. So I like tiered up a couple in the coupon codes, but my price was $52 with 10% cash back.
After
About
the
40.
cashback.
After cashback would be about 46, 47.
Nice. Yeah. I wonder, we'll probably start seeing more ergos soon, because there's a lot of ambies out right now. Is this right? ATK X1 for, oh, okay. Sorry, I fell for the AliExpress thing where they put the dongle as the price, but yeah, anyway. Good old AliExpress. Okay, here's one that you and I both ordered. The MadLions Mad G Max. This one popped out. We got this on the 11/11 sale. At least that's when we originally placed the order. But I know mine is still showing that it's not shipped, even though it's been like 19 days, 18 days.
Yeah, and I bought mine from after further review, sketchier looking shop that hadn't shipped in 4 days, and my lack of patience canceled that order.
Yeah.
Got one that did ship.
So make sure you order from a seller that actually has positive recent reviews. But there aren't really reviews out yet. A couple people have posted to r/mouse review, but they haven't really been too insightful. This is, we think it's maybe like a Maya shape. But
What's the Maya heck? Size?
Maybe. But Mad Lion seems to be the whole, like the VXE, ATK branding, whatever. This is an Ambi, $33.95, Omron Opticals. Nice big side buttons there. Seems just like a very kind of rounded, bulbous shape.
Is this on ELO shapes?
I don't think it is. Mad. Nope.
It's not. Okay.
Not on ELO shapes. 43 grams would be nice for the version. If you the G versus the G Max. The Max, you get a 500 milliamp hour battery, and
the red
colorway. I know you and I like the colorway. I mean, they know they don't offer the.
Yeah.
Oh, and the Max is where you get the Omron Opticals. I've always been curious. Like, can you solder in optical switches? Yeah, I think there might need to be a firmware change.
Do you notice here that this is the same 8K dongle as the MadR?
Yep.
The only other mouse I've seen that dongle on. So.
MadR, I've seen it on the. I have it. My Centauri S10 is the same exact dongle.
Oh yeah.
It just says Centauri on it. Yep. Now, what's weird is they really aren't good pictures of the mouse, like dimensional views. This picture here makes it look like the mouse is rather elongated. Right? Look at how long that looks. That's like a Viper V3 length. But then you look at these pictures and it looks more shortened.
More my X.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Hmm. We'll find out.
I'm a little bit worried that it's not. I hope it's not just another GPX. Because if I want a GPX, I would get. Oh, here's one that's not on the list. The MCHOSE A7. Somebody randomly messaged me on Discord saying, I want a GPX clone. They're like, I saw you like the AULA SC680. And I was like, yes, this is absolutely an option if you want a GPX clone because it feels like one. But, wow, this welcome deal is good. I have a yellow one. It's just fine. The scroll wheel's not very good. The side buttons are good. The main buttons are kind of mushy. The skates are heat treated PTFE, that kind of grayish, like the Viper V3 Pro. I personally say if you want a GPX clone, get the MCHOSE A7. I haven't used one, but MCHOSE does a pretty good job. They do pretty good build quality. Like, it's not perfect, but it's decent. I'm pretty sure this is a one-to-one clone. I mean, even the skates look similar. And Omron opticals. 56 grams.
If you can't tell, we love the Omron up.
Yeah. But that is literally a GPX. So, yeah. And
I mean, it's one of the more like the purchases that we've done recently that has some intrigue. The Mad G, because we don't really know what we're getting fully.
yeah. Yeah, so the Mad G, the G Max, they're around $48, $49. The MCHOSE A7, these are around $44, $45.
Coupon code cashback puts you like $40 on the Mad G Max.
Yep. Okay, last one that you bought. I didn't get this. Tell us a bit about the Darmoshark X6 MAX.
So I finally caved. This is like an X2H 1.5 is what I believe we determined here. I'm always a sucker for the back. This also has those, if you scroll back up to the switches there, we talked about earlier. So the green dragon micromotion, that translates to the, oh, it's the green shell. So it's different. TTC green is what it has on it.
Yep.
TTC green dragon micro.
Yep.
But I looked into those a little bit and heard good things about them.
Okay. By the way, you're cutting out a little bit, so you might want to.
Oh, okay.
A little bit.
Yeah. Basically, I'm giving Darmoshark a chance to impress me because they have not previously done so.
Yeah. So again, Motospeed, Darmoshark's like one of their sub brands or whatever. Motospeed's an OEM. We talked about this in a past episode. They're a big OEM. They made like some of the old Final Mouse shells and stuff. But Darmoshark, they haven't been. Their newer stuff has impressed me, like the Darmoshark N5. I'm not gonna grab it. It actually has a pretty good build quality, pretty good side buttons, pretty good coating, for like $40. I'll bring that up. Darmoshark N5. This is, yeah, $40. Yeah, if you can get one of these on super deals for like $30 or $35, I think it's worth it. It's kind of a ball-shaped ergo, but it kind of comes to a bit of a taper in the front. These newer Darmoshark, sorry, I'll get back to your thing, is they have a pretty nice coating. It's better than the ice feel coating on all these ATK mice, that's for sure. And these have really nice skates too. I'm impressed with these most recent Darmoshark releases. So if this X6 is anything like that, it might be pretty solid.
Yeah, it's got 8K, 3950, 300 milliamp battery. It's not bad.
Yep.
I like that being on the lighter side as opposed to like a 500.
All for a 43 to 46 gram weight. And these I saw as cheap as, not anymore, but the $33.95 version was as low as $27, and the $39.50 was $33.
Yeah, there was like an early bird deal that I didn't go for and now regret.
Yeah, bummer.
Still came in at like $32 after cashback for me, which is not bad.
Yep.
Yeah, the 122 millimeter length puts it like is in a unique size for a back mouse like this. So that's why I was intrigued most.
Yep. Oh, and I don't know if we mentioned it, but the X6 MAX with the smaller battery, which is weird. Usually MAX means bigger battery. That also comes with the coating. So if
Had to go
it's
for that.
yeah, if it's anything like my Darmoshark N5 coating, I would say that's worth it alone. The coating, um, it's kind of like the Viper V3 Pro coating, but thinner. So it is kind of fingerprinty, but
Mm.
in like a good way. Like you can tell that it's like grabbing at you a little bit. Yeah, this is a good. Yeah, the N5 is a good mouse. Good skates on it. Yeah, good coating. Okay. Couple other deals. Hour 20 in. Let's keep going to a couple one-handed keyboards. These are pretty cool. One-handed Hall effect keyboards. I have no idea if these are good or not, but you can get them for like $28 or so. Here's another one. Again, Hall effect. This one you get some volume knobs. They're around $35-ish before coupon codes. Again, no idea if they're good or not.
You're never gonna bump into your keyboard with your mouse, which is a problem I used to have. So
Yeah, I mean, sure. And if for like $28 you can get Hall effect, that's pretty good. Another one I haven't mentioned, but Waizowl Clouds. These have been trending at like $46 to $48 on AliExpress, which then you bundle in some coupon codes and cash back like $35 for a Waizowl Cloud. That is quite a deal. Um,
yeah, don't tell the people not buying mine on eBay that's listed higher.
yeah, the Waizowl Cloud is a Sensei clone. This is actually an amazing mouse. It's one of my favorite shapes of all time. The Darmoshark N5 coating feels like almost identical to the Waizowl Cloud. A little bit better, actually. Yeah, a little bit better on the Darmoshark N5. Let's go over. So I think that's everything for AliExpress. Did you have anything else on AliExpress?
Nope.
So WLMouse had a Black Friday sale that was pretty interesting. So they have all of their mice are a little bit discounted. So the Sword X is $31, the Beast X Mini was $25, the Beast X 8K is $30, Beast X Max is $145. They also released some more colorways for the Sword X. They're actually pretty cool. They're really leaning into the metallic tones, very sharp. They're also doing free shipping on all their mouse pads, so that's pretty baller actually. I don't think the mouse pads themselves are discounted, but you can get like a 500 square for $35 with free shipping. That's pretty cool. I don't know
I've
if
heard
you.
good things.
I have too. Yeah. I don't know if you can combine a pad with a mouse and then get free shipping that way. But one interesting Black Friday deal thing they did was I don't know if I'm going to be able to find it. So they are having this Thanksgiving event where for 90 cents, when you buy a mouse, you can get grips, skates, dot skates, and a Thanksgiving card for 90 cents. So basically, all those included accessories again. With your mouse, you'll just get more for another 90 cents. I'm trying to find. They had a event that must be gone and over. They had at on the hour for 6 hours in a row today. You could buy a mouse for $9.90. This is over. I didn't even try it, but it was at like an Eastern time. It was 2 p.m., 3 p.m., 4 p.m., 5 p.m., 6 p.m., 7 p.m., 8 p.m., something like that. One mouse available. You had to check out, and then they said you had to like email customer service. I don't know. So I guess like 6 or 7 people got very lucky with a mouse for effectively free, just the cost of shipping. But yeah, that still is. I don't know if that was the best way to do it. I don't know if bots just got all of them, but it seems like that is a real possibility. Um, let's jump into some endgame gear. Uh,
No, the sale's over.
Sales over. So we can go to Amazon and check out some of their Black Friday deals. So if I look like lightweight gaming mouse on Black Friday, they have. We have highlighted here the OP1 8K Purple Frost was as low as $68. It looks like that sale is over.
That was a steal.
Yeah, that is for an OP1 8, yeah, Purple Frost limited edition. They have the glorious Model D2 Pro for $50. Micro Center has the same price. That's a good price. Are there better options out there? Yes, but $50 is pretty darn good. The Model O2 Pro is also the same price, and then you can spend $15 more if you want to get the 4K compatible version. Here's one that you guys probably don't know of, but I own this. This is an FFJ mouse. It is a $33.95 mouse that is basically a Death Adder. So I actually I got a review unit of this, and I was very impressed with it. The build quality is solid. The side buttons are like Lamzu side buttons. They're actually very good. $33.95. It uses Swano pink shell, pink dot, transparent blue shells. The skates on it are black skates, and they're smooth. They're slow though. The scroll wheel is good on it. The click implementation is actually quite good. It has a little bit of finger grooves in the buttons. Scroll wheel was kind of on the smoother side. I believe it's called the FFJ Elite 10. You can't really find branding on it. Here's a bottom view of the mouse. Pretty flat sides. Has dongle storage there. He has the plastic over the skates. They're not actually this shiny. It has this goofy pattern on it, but your on-off button and your DPI button are on the bottom. Pretty like flat sides going up the mouse, but it's basically a Death Adder hyperspeed shape. The main complaints I had with it: one, the OLED display, super cool. It actually doesn't add a whole lot of weight. I took it apart and it only adds maybe like 4 grams of weight, including the cable and stuff. The downsides are, one, it uses up battery life. Even when you have the mouse like just sitting there, the OLED display stays on. Why they did that, I don't know. Yes, it's only lighting up a few pixels because it's white on a black background with OLED. Stupid though. Two, it's pretty much right where your thumb grips. So if you grip far forward, you will be putting your finger on this. Now, the seam here, you really can't tell that there's a seam. Why am I talking so much about it and I like literally have it here? I actually took the screen out of mine and covered it with grip tape, so I can actually press on that there. But the screen didn't bother me by feel. You can feel that it's there. It basically just goes from the textured plastic to glossy, but you can't actually feel the seam. Yeah, the side buttons are really good. The main clicks are quite good. The scroll wheel is not super tactile, but it's good. Yeah. So for 20 bucks, I think it's quite a steal. Performance felt fine to me. I also haven't used it a ton though, but it wouldn't spin out. It would track small movements. 20 bucks, $19.99.
Can't say I'm not tempted, at least a little bit.
Yeah, free returns on Amazon too. Next deal, we have the ROG Harpe Ace for $70. I think this deal has been beat to death. I personally am not a huge fan of the Harpe Ace because the clicks feel too spongy to me. But it is one of the best performing mice at 1K hertz. Next mouse is a Glorious Model D minus for $28. So people like to poop on Glorious. I would still take this over a Zowie EC3. This is basically a Zowie EC3 in shape and size, but it's a little bit. This is the last.
Or this is the last mouse I made before I became a full degen.
Yeah, I mean, it's like 61 grams, so it's not as light as it could be with holes. The side buttons are surprisingly good. The main clicks are a very good switch that's implemented well, but they have side-to-side play, which is annoying. But yeah, a solid small ergo recommendation. And another Amazon deal here. You want an anime mouse? Here's one for 23 bucks after coupon. The RisoPhy something $33.95 mouse. I'll grab mine. So I'm pretty sure this is made by Red Dragon. It's just a Red Dragon mouse, but with the anime person on it. So it has your Red Dragon buttons with the texturing. I weight reduced mine like mad, but this shape is actually quite good. Out of all the Red Dragon shapes, this is probably my favorite. I like it more than the M916, which is smaller. This is more like a medium large mouse, but it has nice contouring for your ring finger pickup point, slight comfort grooves. The blue and white I think looks good. The anime person's, you're up to you to decide, but it's a fairly unique shape. The build quality feels like a $20 mouse, but it is a $33.95, and as Tech Power Up has showed, Red Dragon actually knows how to implement a $33.95 even for 20 bucks. So, yeah, that's actually
Yeah, I
really
mean, if you recently bought a glass pad, you know it's got an anime grill on it, so why not get the mouse to match?
brilliant. And the last deal I have here is actually not Amazon. The glorious Model D Pro, which is now not showing up. Are they all out? Okay. Well, oh, they might be not be shippable. Well, the glorious Model D Pro, the original one, the one that's available in Skyline and pink and Vice colorways, that's $30 in Micro Center. It used to be shippable. I guess it's not shippable anymore, so ignore this.
Yeah, I shipped 3 of those myself.
Yeah. Did you have any other Amazon deals you wanted to highlight?
No, nothing else from myself.
Okay. So we can go into, we're running at about an hour 30 right now. Yeah, let's talk about, you had a few things you wanted to talk about, including Vaxee XES and some other items that you purchased.
Yeah, this is just one more mouse that I picked up on Mouse Market. I've been curious about it since it dropped, and what I suspected came to be true. So I got what I think is the best Vaxee colorway, the orange. But as you can see, looking at this mouse, it is very low profile, and that just doesn't work for my grip style. Beside that, it's just a direct scaled down version of the XE, and the QC is ludicrously good. The clicks feel amazing. Um, Side buttons are a little light for my liking, but there's nothing wrong with them. Their stock skates are great. It's 4K out of the box. It uses the same exact switches as the XE, and I know I said this about a couple mice recently, but these clicks are just absurdly. They feel so good. If you want like a more mechanical feel versus an optical, it uses the Hawano black shell pink dots as opposed to the blue shell pink dots. Also in the MPO1S, but yeah, if you want a fingertip, this would work. But I guess I question who this mouse is for, right? So it's a scaled down XE. It's small. It's super low profile. It's fingertippable, but it's also 60 grams still. So as much as I love it, like why is my question.
Sure. Yeah, there's a lot of fingertip options out there that are low profile. I mean, the whole Final Mouse, WLMouse, Attack Shark R3. Yeah.
And they're
Much
just
lower.
lighter. But yeah, so I've sold this again already. I'm shipping it out tomorrow. But
Okay.
yeah.
And how about, we already talked about the ATK X1 Ultimate, but you got a pad with yours, an unreleased ATK pad.
Yep, so this is why I went with the listing that I did for the X1 Ultimate. It's not the unreleased pad I thought I might be getting, but it is exactly the one you see there. So this is an Lethal Gaming Gear Saturn clone. And the surface feels, to me, identical to my Saturn Pro that I had. The base is nowhere as nice. It's just like a foam. That's not a foam base, but it's just like you can see it there. It says X Soft on it. It's not quite Artisan X Soft. It's more an Artisan Soft, an X Soft of, well, the Saturn. And it performs very, very similarly. So the translation to the symbol on there is roughly Fierce, which I find interesting given the ATK Fierce X mouse that's coming out. And this might be the ATK Fierce mousepad. But
Okay.
yeah.
490 by 420?
Yep.
Okay.
So I don't
Interesting.
regret selling my Saturn Pro anymore. This basically replaces.
Yeah. And did you have an update? We already went over your AJ179, right?
Yep. That's all for my purchases right now.
Okay. I did have a couple purchases. So basically, last week I went on a rant about spandex pads, so I tried a few different things. I bought this MSI GD80, and I bought this Perixx DX1000L. So this is like a desk pad, and they straight up say that this is spandex. I guess they're not saying it here. But so I got both of these in. I'm gonna return both of them. But the Perixx pad, it didn't impress me at all. The Spandex did not feel anything like an infinite speed, or Lamzu Energon or whatever. It really just felt like a normal mouse pad with maybe a little bit of stretch. Oh, maybe a little bit of a tighter wave too, but it still wasn't my jam. So I'm pretty much writing that one off. This is something really interesting though. So I'm gonna see if I can pull up for you guys some pictures. I took some, shoot, I thought I uploaded these. I took some close-up pictures with my microscope of these pads. Yeah, this is a close-up of the Perixx pad, and this is a close-up here of the MSI pad. So the MSI pad has a really interesting, they call it a silk surface. It feels metallic almost, and you can see how like shiny it is. So yeah, there it is zoomed out a little bit more. I'm actually on the MSI Dragon right here. So it's a very, very fine like vertical weave. When you move your hand on it vertically, it feels like you feel like in these lanes, all these rows, columns. Then you move side to side and you can feel it feels rough. Kind of a lot of Cordura pads are this way. So that makes me think it's like a Cordura, like it's a nylon or something, but it's extremely tightly woven and has a almost metallic feel to it. It's really unique. It feels kind of cool to the hand even. So I don't know, part of me, I played with it and it feels like a really good sense of speed and balance. It feels like a very durable pad. What I didn't like was humidity. It feels kind of like a coated pad, where a coated pad, you definitely benefit from a sleeve because, you know, a coated pad, if it's kind of cold to the touch, like with a glass coating or whatever, you know, you get kind of condensation, no different than, you know, a cold glass of water with ice in it will start getting condensation on the outside because, you know, it's pulling, you know, it's condensing water vapor that's in there around it. Same thing where you have your warm heat generating wrist, but then, you know, you have something cold, the surface that you're putting on. Same problem with condensation. So I think I'm gonna return it, but I'm probably gonna play on it like one more session to get a firmer opinion. It is available in a pretty cool dragon theme if you're into that, and this is 1200 by 600. Anyway, I was impressed with this product. MSI, their whole agility lineup, I think they all use the same silk speed surface. The GD80 just refers to the size and colorway or something like that.
Almost gives me vibes of Mushu from Milan on the art there.
Yeah,
My daughter is obsessed with that right now.
Oh, that's a pretty okay one to like, I think.
We moved on from Gaston.
Yeah, that's cool.
Not many 2-year-old Gaston stand.
I'd be good with that. Okay, so that's kind of it for personal purchase. I have a couple interesting highlights to show here though. So one is DIY mouse coatings. Okay, let me show. Let me pull up my webcam. I'll switch to our webcam view here. So I used Rust-Oleum Stop Leak, which is like a liquid rubber, like a Flex Seal kind of a thing, and I put it on this Red Dragon mouse as a trial. So I really hope this is coming through on camera.
We can see the gloss, yeah.
It looks like snot or something. It does not look very appetizing. This side I did a better job on. But is it grippy? Yes. I mean, it was liquid rubber. So I literally just took a paintbrush, dipped it in this sucker, brushed it on. It's kind of tough to get a nice even coating. I did a better job on this side of the mouse. You can see a little bit of waviness, but again, you can't really feel that. This side looks like snot though. I did like multiple coats on this side. They also make an aerosol version. I'll flip back to the main camera here. They make an aerosol version. The aerosol versions I've tried have a problem with like beating up. It wants to kind of coagulate into clumps. So maybe the brush on stuff is better. I don't know. If you want to give this a shot, Does it grip well? Yeah. I mean, like I said, it's liquid rubber. It's literally, it's like way grippier than like the Viper V3 Pro coating. What I imagine though is like dust and other dirt collecting on this, and then it won't be sticky anymore. That would be my only concern. But the thing is, I got like this huge, 2-pound tub for like $10 for home repair stuff, homeowner stuff. And if you absolutely hate it, I'm gonna try to do this live. I think. All right, I'll stand up here. I think it's just peelable. Yeah. I should switch to the full size camera for this.
Peels off nicely. Looks like fish skin. Like that looks like a snake shedding. That's what we got right now.
Yeah, it's coming off all in one piece so
Comes
far.
off clean.
Oh, that time it tore a little bit because it's kind of stuck under the button.
It's like ripping the label off your Amazon package before you repackage it to sell your mouse.
Yeah.
Never quite all comes off at the same time.
Sorry, I'm like trying to like watch it in the camera as I do it, but I'm like also trying to give you guys the angle still. So it's reversible. I gotta go in there and clean it up a little bit, but that's that's the rubberized coating. Yeah, it has a bit of stretch to it, huh? Yeah, quite a bit of stretch. Yeah, so I guess pros. Very grippy, pretty cheap. It only took me, 5 minutes to apply it with like a little paintbrush. Cons, it looks like somebody slobbered all over your mouse. And long-term durability is a question mark, but I guess you can always reapply it. You could even do like multiple coats. I know with like Plasti Dip, the spray paint stuff for cars, they say you actually want to do multiple coats because that makes the coating thicker and thicker. So if you want to peel it off in the future, it's easier to peel off.
It's fine. We're not here for long-term durability. We're here for short-term performance.
Yep. And yeah, the feel is yeah. So will I be doing it to other mice? Yes. Am I gonna do it to my Viper V3 Pro? That's $120. No.
Creative though. I
Yeah.
respect it.
Thank you. And the last thing I want to highlight is, let me go to this. So I did get this is not mouse related, but I did get a 480 hertz monitor. So LG came out with a 1440p 480 hertz panel that's in the Asus 27AQDP whatever, and in the Sony InZone M10S. It's an LG panel. LG's finally releasing their own monitor with it. This is available for pre-order for $1,000, and it has a current pre-order promo of a $200 Mastercard. So basically, through leveraging a $150 coupon that you can find online on Reddit, plus using a bunch of cashback websites, I should be all in this monitor after tax for about 536 bucks. So fingers and toes crossed that all these things process, but if they do, that is a friggin' steal on a brand new monitor that is pre-order. Like that's just nuts.
OLED 480. That's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah. So there are 480 hertz OLED monitors right now, but they're the dual mode switch. They're only 1080p. Otherwise, your other option for high refresh OLED there's a ton of 360 hertz. These are actually all over Amazon. Amazon QD OLED 360 hertz. There's a bunch of these MSI, the MAG, and the 271 QPX and QRX. I tried one of these. QD OLED has the purple coloring because of the pixel arrangement, and text fringing is bad. Also, 360 hertz versus 480 hertz, there is a noticeable difference. For whatever reason, for whatever reason, 480 hertz was like substantially better.
So what monitor is boards he rocking, right? There's a Sony 480 hertz
Yep,
OLED, I
this
believe.
is the Sony
They're all like
M10S.
$1,000 plus, right? Is my point.
Yep. So this is the same.
Yep.
This is the panel of the monitor I just got. So this is an $1,100 monitor. They're selling it for 1,000. Sony is regarded as, at least compared to the Asus right now, because these are the only two out. The Asus is better. The Sony, I think, does not has a worse warranty, and I think it's not as bright. It's also more expensive.
The stand sucks too, if I remember correctly.
The stand
But
on the
that's beside the
Sony
point.
it's very unique. It's like all aluminum, and it's like this very small footprint. But yeah, this extra $100 price tag, you're pretty much paying for the stand. And I have all my stuff on face mounts.
Yep.
Yep, it was made. This monitor was made in collaboration with Fnatic, hence the Fnatic gear in the picture there.
Big King collabs.
So anyway, yeah, check out Cashback Monitor for ways to get. I got 13% off cashback with top cashback.
So what did Reddit have to say about this?
So good question. What did Reddit have to say about this? So I guess I haven't looked at this. Top comment is, meanwhile in Europe, €1,200. Okay, yep. Sucks to suck, I guess. I don't know. We're a consumerist culture over here in the States. What hecka code? So yeah, you guys can find this thread, but basically there's like regional. You put in a zip code and you're able to get discounts off. And this guy, I think he was able to successfully get it, and he says, "I love you," so that's nice of him. Yeah, you can read my write up here if you guys are really interested into this. I think one guy was like really weirdly trying to sell me on 4K. You could pay a few $100s extra and get the Alienware 32-inch 4K OLED monitor. Trust me, will not disappoint you. And I'm just like, nah, 480 hertz better, bro. Competitive
Is that
FPS. And he
is that
goes,
Adam from Alienware?
right. I know he
The rep?
sounds like a bot. Yeah,
Yeah.
but 4K is totally next level. You can't even compare it to 1440. I just got mine and enjoyed every
This is
monster
definitely a bot,
monitor.
dude. I start playing every single game already, finish again just to enjoy every single different on this monitor.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay, no,
Yeah,
no.
he sounds like a bot.
Yep.
I'm just like, dude, 40 hertz, please. Are you whatever? Yeah. Oh, sweet. Somebody did say thank you, OP. So he just did the same thing,
Got some Amex
and
cashback
yeah, Amex
without the
cashback.
referral. Yep.
Yep, no referral, but he got it for 547. Cool. Good. So
I have no business buying a new monitor, but this was tempting.
yeah.
I will resist now.
Yep. You can always Micro Center and Best Buy might have 480 hertz on display if you wanted to get your eyes on it and see if it's really worthwhile to you. Yeah, it's absolutely next level motion clarity. I would say it feels going from 240 to 480 feels like going from 120 to 240. So there's a ton of people who 120 is like more than enough for. And does 240 hertz look better? Yeah, but they're going to be like, eh. 480 hertz is the same story. Is it diminishing returns? Yes, but 480 hertz is a lot of frames, dude. If your GPU can push that, which mine can't, but it can in Kovacs. So now in Kovacs, when I miss tracking shots, like reactive tracking shots, I can be like, oh yeah, I totally missed that.
No excuses.
Yeah, yeah, it definitely, yeah, playing the 1080p 480 hertz on the 32GS95UE, yeah, it really exaggerates your errors. It doesn't make you better at aiming. It makes you realize your mistakes more, which I guess in turn could make you practice better. So, y'all, that's all I got. I think are we all done then?
Yeah, let's wrap it up.
Okay. Sweet. Well, good. Thank you guys all for watching. If you enjoyed this podcast, please consider sharing it with your friends or fellow mouse degenerates. If you have any questions or you want to submit a discussion topic, leave it in the comments below. We'll be back next week with another episode, so we will see you all then.
We'll see you.